Hey guys, I'm Emily, and welcome to our series about the purposes of the church. We're so glad that you're here joining us this week. In this series, we're learning about why the church exists and what God designed it to do. But before we do that, we're going to start off by singing a song about the Great Commandment and the Great Commission. Let's check it out.
Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. A second is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself. The entire law is based on these commandments. Of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and Spirit. Teach these new disciples to obey all the commands that I have made. Be sure of this, I am with you always.
That was a great song. Jesus told us these things to teach us what the church was meant to do. Now it's time to hear a story from the Bible. Our Bible story this week is going to show us an example of what the early church was designed to do. The church was designed to be a place where people can worship, belong, grow, serve, and share. So let's take a look at our Bible story this week and check it out.
Slapstick Theater. Paul and Silas. This is Paul,
Hey!
who told people about Jesus in lots of different places. One day, Paul was walking with his friend Silas.
Hey, yo!
They were being followed by a girl who was controlled by an evil spirit. Her owners used her to make money. After days and days of this happening, Paul got so annoyed that he turned around and told the evil spirit to leave her. So the girl was freed.
Woohoo!
But her owners got mad at Paul and Silas because they wouldn't make any money off of her anymore. And they had them thrown in jail. The jailer locked them up.
Oh, man!
Around midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing to God, and the other prisoners were listening. Suddenly, there was an earthquake, and the chains of all the prisoners fell off.
Oh, what just happened?
But Paul and Silas didn't leave, even though they could have. Several people decided to follow Jesus that night, including the jailer and his whole family. And the next morning, they were released from jail, and the city officials even apologized to them.
Sorry about that.
Paul and Silas encouraged the Christians in the town, and they continued on their mission to tell people about Jesus.
See ya!
That was an incredible Bible story. Now it's time to hear from Pastor Steve. Wait, this just in. We have a breaking news story developing. I'm being told that it's time for the news you need with News Guy Steve. Now let's check out this video and hear what Pastor Steve has to say about the purpose of the church.
In a world where the news never stops, one man rises above them all to bring you news like you've never heard before.
Hello, everyone. I'm News Guy Steve, and this is the news you need.
The news you need with News Guy Steve.
This just in, the owners of a California feline believe their furry friend has what it takes to drive himself right to a trophy at the Indianapolis Speedway. Let's go over to Sue in the field for details. Over to you, Sue. That rhymed. Did you get that? Did you get that rhyming part?
Yes, I understand it rhymes.
What? We're still live.
Yes, we're live. All right, could you tell us a little bit about your cat?
I first noticed Mr. Snuggles' interest in racing when we were driving home from the market.
And Mr. Snuggles is the cat.
Yes.
Great, and do you travel with Mr. Snuggles often?
Well, one day, Mr. Snuggles climbed into my lap, grabbed the steering wheel, and said, meow.
And that's when we knew.
I'm sorry, he meowed and that's when you knew?
Meow.
Meow.
Okay, we're gonna cut to some salvage video of Mr. Snuggles' last race.
Wow. Well, good luck to you, Mr. Snuggles, and a big meow to you as well. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, our very own Jackson Porter is in front of the CMC talking with Katie Cummings from Saddleback Kids. They're discussing the importance of worship. JP?
The news you need with News Guy Steve.
That's right, News Guy Steve. This is Jackson Porter, news reporter, reporting to you live outside the CMC building.
Great Scott, Jackson. Are you okay? Seems like there's some extreme wind conditions in your location.
That does seem to be the case, News Guy Steve. We got a couple little breezes blowing through here, and I tell you what, I'm in the belly of the tornado as we speak. And gale force winds seem to be taking a full swing at me. I'm officially issuing the wind in my drive.
Jackson, I think I know how to remedy this situation. From what I can tell, it sounds like there's a leaf blower near you. Can you turn it off?
Hey, you know what? Let me give that a try. I'll just kick it up a notch. Get these potatoes.
news guy, Steve, that seemed to do the trick. Sorry. That seemed to do the trick. Thank you for the advice on that, news guy Steve. Now we are reporting to you live outside the CMC building. We're gonna go in and find out what it means to worship. So follow me, follow me, follow me. Here we go. Giddy up.
Captivating news, Jackson, captivating. Well done.
The news you need with News Guy Steve.
All right, finally, we are inside the building. Why don't you come on up here with me? Now, we are in the CMC. Now, that stands for Children's Majestic Center. What's that? No, it stands for Children's Ministry Center. That's what it stands for. Come on up here. We're going to have ourselves a little powwow. And now we're here with Miss Carmilla. And she's going to... Sorry, darling. Miss Katie is going to tell us a bit about worshiping. Now, first of all, tell me, is this not the most likely place in Orange County to get kicked in the chest by a horse?
Jackson, I have no idea where you got that information, but there's just nothing, there's nothing true about that.
You know what? Statistics do vary.
That makes no sense.
And neither do bananas, but we go on eating them every morning for breakfast. Am I right? Katie, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'd love to. I have the privilege and honor of leading worship through our videos and on the weekend services.
That is awesome. Why don't you tell me more about that?
Worship is this awesome way that we can show God how much we love Him by singing and dancing.
That is great. I love to sing and dance myself. But now please, oh please, tell me why music?
Music, worship, singing, and dancing. It's like this awesome, rockin' prayer to God.
You know what I like about what you just said? The word awesome. I know what that means. It means good. Okay, we're back. Katie, could you do something for us? Could you do something for us?
I'd love to.
Okay, we would like to see a little sample of what it looks like to worship God through music. Could you give us a little sample, little tidbit, little kick?
Sure thing.
All right, let's give that a shot. Let's cue the music on that. Get ready. This is gonna knock your boots off. Woo!
All right, hit it.
This is great. Thanks so much, Katie. We're here in the CMC. We're going to throw it back to you, News Guy Steve.
The news you need with News Guy Steve.
Captivating news, Jackson. Well done. Wait, what? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We have more information on what it means to worship. So would you please welcome to the news desk our application correspondent, Pastor Steve Adams. And he's going to share his thoughts. Take it away, Pastor Steve! Thank you, news guy. So here are my thoughts. After seeing the Bible story, I would like to think that if I was Paul or Silas that I would do the same thing, but come on, think about it. They obeyed Jesus, they did what he told them to do, they were trying to do good things for people, and yet they were imprisoned, they were beaten, they were put in the darkest part of the dungeon. They had chains like this put on them, on their hands and their feet, and yet they still worshiped God. They still sang praises to God. That's pretty amazing. But the reason that Paul and Silas could do this is because they loved God so much. They loved him with all their heart, all their mind, and all their soul. They loved him so much. So this expression, this celebration of God's presence was really natural because, worship is just that. Worship, when we sing praises to God, we are celebrating his presence, and we can do that anywhere we go because God is everywhere. But worship isn't just singing. Do you know, when we worship, we're honoring and respecting God, and we can do that with our lives. So when we worship, it's both singing praises to God, but it's also living our life in a way that it brings honor, glory, and respect to God. And you can worship God no matter what, no matter where you are, what you're going through. And I want you guys to know that when your life is an act of worship, when the things that you say and the things that you do, when they honor God, you're worshiping him. When you come to church and you're standing there with your friends and you're celebrating God's presence and you're singing those songs, you're worshiping God. And you can do that anytime. And it is a very sweet sound. The scripture says it's a very sweet sound in the ears of God. So I'm going to encourage you guys, no matter where you are, no matter what you're going through, let your life be an act of honor and respect to God, and let your voice sing praises and celebration for God's presence. I love you guys, and that is my thought. Back to you, News Guy Steve. Thank you, Pastor Steve. That's all the news we have for you today. And remember to worship, watch out for those horses, and we'll see you right back here next week for the news that you need with News Guy Steve. You know, the news never stops, but my head itches.
We're so glad that you joined us in learning about the purposes of the church. Remember that God created the church to be a place where we can worship, belong, grow, serve, and share. This next week, as you go out, try and find a way that you can help the church live out its purpose. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.